Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to WXEL PBS, South Florida PBS for the new showing of In Between the Covers with Gerda Loeb. No, that's your name. I forgot. And so I got elected, and it was a big shock for everybody because nobody knew who I was last year at this time. What caused me to run was that I wasn't happy with the candidates, and rather than complain about it, I said, I'm going to put my foot forward and end up running for the mayor of Boynton Beach. I'm actually too young to run for president, so I don't have to worry about that for a few more years. But I am the youngest mayor in Boynton Beach's 90-year history, and currently the youngest mayor in Florida. So that's something that I have going for me. I am 33 years old. I was born in Washington, D.C., grew up in Maryland, went to the University of Maryland, so I'm a Terrapin. And then after working as a financial advisor, I decided that cubicle life was not meant for me. I ended up going to law school on the beach in Jacksonville. And the day before I was going to move down to Boynton Beach, because I couldn't find work in 2010, I met a guy at the breakfast counter saying he needed a lawyer in Palm Beach County. So I ended up saying, okay, I'm a lawyer, but I've never represented anyone before. He says, don't worry, you'll do great. So I said, well, what do you have? It's like, I didn't mean to do it. It's not my fault. And so my first case was a second-degree felony, and I ended up getting him adjudication withheld, no additional jail time. And I called him up 5 years later saying, hey, I'm thinking about running for mayor. And he says, okay, let me give you a $1,000 donation. And that's how I got on the ballot, and that's how the history of Boynton Beach changed. And so I wanted to let everyone know a little bit more about what's going on in Boynton Beach. So starting in October up until June, we have free movies and music on the first and third Friday nights going on. And then on the Friday, it's on Ocean Avenue and Seacrest, East Boynton Beach. And then on October 22nd and 23rd, we have our big Pirate Fest and Mermaid Splash, which is going to be a lot of fun, and I'm so excited. I can't wait to wear my pirate costume. The other thing that we're doing is we have a lot of development coming in. We're going to have wonderful restaurants. Right now we are working on 500 Ocean, which is also on the southwest corner of Federal and Ocean Avenue. We have 2 more restaurants on Ocean Avenue that are being developed right now, and things are looking very good to be in Boynton Beach. The last thing is I wanted to let everyone know about our Boynton Beach Art District, which is the first right coming west on Boynton Beach Boulevard. I think it's the fourth Thursday of every month. It is a wonderful art display that we have with Rolando, and it's something that everyone should look forward to go to at the end of the month.
Where is it?
It's on Industrial Way. And so we will be working with the CRA to make sure that everyone knows about it. And so I saw some hands raised.
Can you speak about what's coming in on Boynton Beach Boulevard and Lyons and 441, that area?
No, I do not. So the incorporated Boynton Beach, the rough outline is from the Intracoastal to Congress, from Gulf to Gateway. So everything west of Congress and Lawrence is unincorporated or suburban Boynton Beach.
And who runs that?
That is from the county commissioner. So that's why you have county sheriff, you have county fire.
And that's why you can't get a beach pass?
That's it, thank you very much.
No, you can get a beach pass, you just can't get it for the price that I get it for.
But over by, that lady said by Hagen Ranch and Boynton Beach Boulevard,
That's unincorporated, I don't know. But we also have access to the other free beaches that the county has, I think, Gulfstream, that's correct. They also have Hammock, which has about 20 free spaces. And then we also have the Boynton Beach Ocean Inlet, which also has free spaces as well. Yes.
What's going on Woolbright and Federal?
Nothing as of yet, but the permit. Yeah, she asked, the question was, what's going on at Woolbright and Federal? Right now, the city is approving the CRA consolidated plan. And what that means is that we are changing the future land use to allow for development to come to the CRA. For example, if it's the land use is only commercial, they can only build 4 stories. But if it's mixed use medium, they can build up to 75 stories, or if it's mixed use high, they can build up to 150 feet. Not 75 stories, 75 feet. I'm sorry. Yes.
Are they going to keep the cameras, the traffic cameras?
Currently, we are not keeping the traffic cameras. They are set to expire on January 1st at midnight.
Thank God.
January 1st or December 31st?
December 31st at midnight. Okay. January 1st, the minute after. Yes.
Has there been any talk about incorporating West Boynton Beach with the city? Or do you think it's going to be like down south where they break it off to a separate town?
I have no talks about that. So.
Can you repeat what she said?
Oh, she was asking about the annexation of suburban Boynton Beach. That is something that we would want to speak with your residential association. I don't know if you heard of COBRA, the Coalition of Boynton West Residential Associations. If you didn't know that, that is the biggest voting district in Palm Beach County. It has the most registered voters anywhere under one association. So if there's anything that you want, you're more likely to get it. Yes. I have an office at City Hall, which is 100 East Boynton Beach Boulevard. Yes.
At night, will there be more of a police presence and better lighting?
I'm currently trying to work with FPL to get LED lighting for the areas and doing the switchover. As for the more police force, the city lost money by not having the red light camera. So we are going into reserves to keep the same amount of police force that we've had. Yes.
You have your own police force? Does the Sheriff's Department of Palm Beach County supplement that?
We have interlocal agreements with the county, with Boca, Delray, Lake Worth, Hypoluxo, Ocean Ridge. So we all work together, but the city is its own police force.
None of the curbs are painted in reflective paint, and it's very hard to see at night. On turns, on the side, wherever. Can somebody have some reflective paint?
They are most likely county, state, or federal roads and not city-owned roads. So that's who you would go determine who owns the roads to ask them to do reflective paint.
Do you have any in your jurisdiction?
What, counties, state, and federal roads? Yes.
No. Do you have any paint on the curbs?
I think they're all cement color.
Thank you.
Yes.
And one other question, please. That industrial area,
Indu-
the art section,
Yes.
how do we get in touch with them? You know a person's name?
Yes, I know his first name. His name is Rolando, and I think he does most of it. There should be some advertisements in the newspapers. Yes.
Boynton Beach have a website where all these events are listed?
Correct. We have a calendar at our website, which is in the process of being redone. It is www.boynton-beach.org.
Hyphen or underline?
Hyphen.
Thank you.
Are you all going to move to Boynton so you can be in his district? Well, I have an important question. Let's get down to real business. Okay, I hear Stephen loves to read.
Yes.
Oh, he's in good company.
Yes.
So what are you reading and who are your favorite authors?
So I'm currently, I'm part of the Mayor's Literacy Coalition. So I met with the 2015 John Newbery Award winner, and I'm currently reading his book, The Crossover. Because I'm driving around so much, I go to our local library, which is also off of Seacrest, and get a lot of books on tapes. So I've listened to the biographies of President Grant, President Kennedy, President Jefferson, and a lot of other nonfiction books. You know, I read the newspapers and a lot of magazines and also comic books. You know. And the fun part is that I'm actually a comic book character. There is a Marvel superhero called the Moon Knight, and he has an alter ego named Stephen Grant. So my name made the cover this last issue.
Anybody else reading the crossover?
I've read it. I actually was a high school librarian, so new stories are very familiar to me. But I do want to say, if you go to a high school, use the word graphic novel, not comic book. That is certainly just elevates them.
Okay.
So she was telling him that the politically correct name of a comic book now is a graphic novel.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so I have 2 girls and 1 boy. Daisy is an Australian Shepherd. I have Milo, who's a Maine Coon cat, and I recently adopted a little cat named Snickers. Yes, I'm not married and I do not have any children.
Yes. And I hear that you live in downtown Boynton.
That is correct.
Isn't that great?
My neighbors are the KFC and the car wash.
I think that's awesome to live where you serve. I really do. I think that's very commendable. Any other questions for our mayor?
Yes. Yes.
How many feet is your fire department able to serve in height?
We're able to serve up to the 150 feet.
150?
Yeah. Yeah, we're the fully functioning. We just got a contract to do Ocean Ridge, and I believe Briny Breezes as well.
Yeah.
Yes.
I notice and hear on television more and more, especially, as a matter of fact, yesterday, the use of drones being used more because of security. Does Boynton Beach have drones?
I do not believe our police or fire have drones. I know that we do have a drone club at our hack lab off of High Ridge Road. And so we also provide the drone club use at our parks.
Because they say even with security now, you know, especially with different shootings and things in the area, they say that different departments are now using drones as a security measure.
Correct. It is a much cheaper version of a helicopter.
Right.
The mosquitoes.
Currently, there have been no mosquitoes in Boynton Beach. You know, I've been speaking with the governor, the U.S. congressional representatives, the other mayors, and we're doing all that we can to make sure that there's no standing water. I spoke with the Palm Beach Mosquito Control, and basically what they told me is that this is a daytime mosquito that carries the Zika virus. So it's a lot different than the others, I think the West Nile virus, because that mosquito is at nighttime. But the one thing that you have to realize is that even a bottle cap full of water with some grass clippings can harbor mosquito larvae. So you have to make sure, check your lawn after 2 or 3 days of rain, that there's no standing water.
And what about the water? How is our water? You know, you hear about the border and the contamination up in Okeechobee. Is our water?
Correct. So we are far enough south from the, I guess, the river, the spillage, and the algae it cannot survive salt water. So by the times it gets down here, I know that over 4th of July it came close to Peanut Island, but because we have the inlet protecting us, you know, having fresh water come in, you know, fresh salt water coming in and out, we do not have to worry about the algae as of now coming down this far. Yes.
Does the police department have body cams, and what do you think of the use of body cams?
We are currently, the police force is testing body cameras to figure out which provider we should be going with, and I think they are a wonderful tool. One of the things that I'm going to try to work with is with the Palm Beach Tech Association is to create an app that allows for people who are dealing with the police to also record it, because they are doing a public service and it is not considered to be private. It's they have the same if they're recording you, you should be able to record them, and that's kind of where I'm at, is that we need to make sure that both the police and the citizens of this country feel safe when there's an encounter. Yes.
You have sober homes in Boynton Beach?
I personally do not have sober homes, but there are group homes for the disabled by addiction. And so what most people don't realize is that because they are disabled, they are considered in the same category as someone who's a quadriplegic or blind. So trying to have regulation to stop group homes from coming into neighborhoods is very difficult because of the Americans with Disability Act and the Fair Housing Act, because they are granted more rights for that disability. The issue comes is that the group home operators or the businesses, that I'll be working with the residents and the property appraiser and the tax collector to make sure that they're regulated under our current laws. Because one of the things that has most likely happened in the past is that they haven't been paying their business taxes. And in our city, we have a certificate and use tax. There's also the transient tax, and there's tangible personal property tax, which every legitimate business has to pay. And these group homes, because they're in a residence and not in a commercially zoned, have been escaping these taxes, which affect everyone.
But follow-up question. It seems that Northerners are sending their
Children,
addicts
yeah.
down here to Florida. What is it about here that makes it?
Well, you have to realize why does everyone else come here during the winter? But I also want to say is that it's out of sight, out of mind. If you're in another state, they feel that it's kind of like sending your kids off to summer camp. You think that everything is going well, even though that you don't realize that they could be relapsing. I saw the movie Scarface when I was younger, and South Florida isn't known for being one of the safest places in the country. And so there's access to narcotics here. We've had multiple undercover busts in the city of Boynton Beach, and there's so much to go on to dealing with this problem. The root of it is that it's more of a mental illness of dealing with depression, dealing with all the new technologies that we have, that it's not the same family unit as I grew up with back in the 80s, I guess. And is that?
Well, I want to thank you very much. You are just a sweetheart, and WXEL loves you, and we are proud of you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. You are so awesome. Please, this is your home. Our
All right.
home is your home. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Mr. Mayor.